Okay, let me just tell again that when I practice Kriya Yoga, my choices, it's just my feeling, my way is to practice all 18 techniques just as a part of one session. And it normally takes like half an hour or 1 hour. And when I just trying to get a feedback from different friends who are also practicing in our school, I know that there are people who really enjoying practicing all 18 techniques, but some people choose only 1 or 2 techniques and just dive deep into just one technique, and that is also right approach. Then you see, in my case, I practice meditation one time in a day, and yeah, sometimes it happened twice. Yeah, but I have quite a lot of techniques and exercises like Hatha Yoga. By the way, like something like 30 years ago. And before that even, I was really practicing a lot of Hatha Yoga. The last 20 years it was more Tai Chi Chuan and Qigong. Now I'm bringing back Hatha Yoga as well. So now I have Tai Chi every day, Qigong every day, Hatha Yoga every day, and my pranayama, it's including into my Hatha Yoga session. Then I practice a lot of mantras and also Christian prayers, because I think it's important to remain in a tradition where I was born. And so for me it's comfortable to practice like 1 or 2 times in a day all 18 techniques. And also I practice certain techniques which are about, if we'll describe it in Sanskrit, it's like Sankalpa Yoga. I mean, work with a positive intention. And I'm using both ancient and extremely modern technology, like take my notebook and write my goals, write a business plan for the next week, to meditate about this. That's helping me to manage like a lot of videos, a lot of books, a lot of seminars, because without this life management and positive intention meditations, not possible. So this is a separate set of things. And okay, about Yogi Ramach, normally he was practicing 4 times in a day, like before sunrise is a classical for the Vedic tradition. And especially in the South India, in Tamil Nadu state, for them sunrise, sunset, like always the same time. Because even if you go to the North India, winter time, summertime, slightly different. In Europe, huge difference. In Canada, wow, huge difference. And second time it was midday, then sunset, and then midnight. And there are many yogic schools, and they say that, for example, midday is not the best choice. Sunset is even dangerous. And it's really reasonable to say, but just in the case of Yogi Rama, he told quite a number of times to his disciples, somebody was asking about sunset as a kind of door is open into the subtle world, what will happen? And he told them, okay, if you practice like every day quite a lot of bija mantras, then you don't need to worry. If you pray to Mahadar Babaji, to Jesus, to Krishna, if you have protection of the gurus, then you don't need to worry about it. And the midnight is also a very interesting time. And quite many Christian, yogic, Buddhist traditions, they really like this this midnight, because it's a very peaceful time actually, and peaceful not in a sense sounds, but in a sense, mostly people are sleeping and the space is pure and no human thoughts jumping here and now. And well, it's a questionable what really he practiced. Sometimes I could, I remember that I could like recognize, okay, now he's doing this or that. And actually he was practicing normally at least 2 or 3 times complete set of 18 techniques of meditation, but also he was practicing a lot of mantras and hatha yoga, actually sometimes because of certain social conditions. Just a moment, what? Okay, yeah. He could practice only in the morning, then evening and midnight. For example, because of business, it could be impossible to do this midday. But also he was very like person of the strong character. I mean to say, I remember a few stories in the 90s. Like, okay, he was a founder of one medical college in the next village. He was born actually in a village which is Kanadu Katan, and his very small ashram was there. And the next village, Atanur, and in that village he established a medical college in a huge campus, and he was like the chief of that, the founder, okay, and principal, yeah, okay, and sometimes people, certain important people could come for the purpose of the business meeting, and he could easily say, just wait 15 minutes, I have to practice my pranayama, okay, and once in a week he was practicing Mauna, silence. Sometimes it was Thursday, sometimes Monday, and it was possible to communicate with him through the writing. I mean, I could tell him, but his answer was in the writing. But normally, of course, all that 2 or 3 disciples who at that time was there, we preferred not to disturb him when he was in the silence, in the Mauna. But sometimes people from the college could come and ask questions, if that questions are urgent, let us say, and he could just write the answers. That was also part. And because he was traveling a lot, and even when he was staying in his ashram, he was traveling a lot. I mean to say, okay, like his village, then the next village is the college, and then I'm not sure about a name, was just the next small town. There was a couple of offices which he sometimes could visit, and we traveled all these small distances with his own car. And on the way it was easily possible for us, to stop next to the wonderful temple and just practice and then go to the certain office like that. So then it was sometimes some extra meditation sessions, and but anyway, it's always the huge question about time for the meditation, how long I ready to practice, and quality. And in that game, divine game, is also the extra question about your social conditions. I mean, your business, job, family, and of course there are people who can afford whatever time they wish, but for the most of the people it's like, okay, I have to know how long I may invest, and I'm always saying invest because it sounds strange actually, yeah. for the spirituality to invest, okay, money, but not, but yeah, okay, in the modern society we're speaking about how to invest time properly. And meditation is the best investment, or yoga is the best investment. And yeah, but I like that, okay, for example, there is one great master in Himalayas, his name is Pilot Babaji. And I'm not his disciple, but my wife, she's his disciple. And all my books are blessed by Pilot Babaji, and sometimes 1 or 2 in a year I'm visiting his ashram, and I'm just I'm happy to receive blessings from him. And actually, you know, I didn't like receive initiation from him, but I'm very much open. Who knows, maybe in a week I say, okay, let me receive initiation. I'm very much open because he's very highly advanced yogi, and it's good to receive it, but just I don't feel like. But I mean, he's open to speak with me, and you know, to answer questions, so just gives his blessings even without my guru disciple relationship with him. That's wonderful. And his approach is a slightly extreme, but he has right to that. He's saying to his disciples, like, okay, if you wish to get result, you have to sit and practice like for, you know, I mean, 20 hours a day. If you're ready to spend like 3-4 months in my ashram and practice like, okay, 20 hours every day, I may give you a room for free, stay and meditate. Okay, sometimes, like, you know, a couple of people, they try, but you know, it's always questionable because it's easy to become tired. It's easy to get, you know, to experience all kinds of even psychological and nervous breakdown. And for some people it's good and proper, and I know life stories of a few saints, Christian saints, who really practice like that, and Buddhist saints and Hindu saints, but not for everyone is the good way to do like that. And there is one great Tibetan master. His name, I'm sure you know about him, Sogyal Rinpoche. His brilliant book is like a Tibetan book of dying and living, living and dying. Okay, and and you know, I think that it doesn't matter with what kind of spiritual tradition we are practicing, but for any practitioner, this book is like one of the most important. I think that everyone must read and reread Autobiography of a Yogi by Yogananda Paramahamsa. And I think that everyone, any meditation and yoga practitioner must read and reread this Sogyal Rinpoche Tibetan book of living and dying.